Hey Legacy Builders, welcome back to Mind Your Money. In today's video, I'm going to be setting up our budget for November. So this is my November budget reset. I've already filled in my calendar with the dates. I'm just going to walk through goals I have in this video, what bills are due, what special events that we're focused on, and then I'll fill out the monthly budget here. And then I'll set up my budgets by paycheck. I like to do this ahead of time. It just gives me a sense of a complete and total reset, a refresh from the previous month. So as we say goodbye to October and say hello to November, I welcome you to take out your budget workbook or open up your spreadsheet, open up your notebook if you write down goals for the new month, and we can do this together. So in this hardcover book of the Mind Your Money Simple Budget Workbook, this is where I only have a notes page. I have the monthly calendar, I have the monthly budget, and I have 5 budget by paycheck worksheets. So you can break down your paycheck, whether you get paid weekly, bi-weekly. If you get extra income, side income, you could do that. The expense tracker, there's 2 in this book. And then there's another notes page. Then there is a page for writing down or tracking all of your savings, this short-term savings that you might have, or even your long-term savings. There's a net worth worksheet. And then there's a blank page before going into the next month. But in my annual budget workbook, this is what it looks like. It's available on Amazon too. When you start the month starts with a brain dump, right? Which is what I love doing, but I just felt like I should move into the hardcover for this season, at least until the end of the year. So there's a brain dump section, and then there's a word of encouragement for each quarter in this book. This one says graceful, and then you have the blank calendar, which has a Sunday start. You can always use stickers if you choose to buy this, and start if you prefer to start your week on a Monday. There's a goals section page. Then we have a vision board, top 3 goals, and then the monthly budget, and then 5 budget by paycheck worksheets in this book. And then there are 4 expense trackers in this book, right? Then there's a short-term savings tracker here, and we have 2 pages of those. And then there's the monthly net worth worksheet, and then there's a blank page before you enter into the next month. So I like that it has a vision board in this one. I like to include that because I feel like it's important to set a vision for your new month or your new week. Every week can be a refresh. You don't necessarily have to wait until the end of one year to start planning and refreshing and writing out a vision. You can do that every single month. However, in this hardcover book, there is not. But I am still going to use this blank notes page to write out 3 goals, because there are some things I really want to focus on for the month of November. 1, this is my birthday. 2, we're really in the nesting phase now because baby girl is coming pretty quickly. And we know once the holiday seasons come, it feels like time is speeding up. Even though I don't think it really is. I think we just have so much happening that we get overwhelmed. So I want to make sure I start planning things for baby, start making sure I'm really on top of the budget, because I know with recovery time and all of that, I'm going to have to change how I present my budget on the channel, even though I'll still be doing all of the work behind the scenes. So I have a lot to think about. So the first thing I want to do is set up my goals. And I'm going to walk through this in real time. So again, if you enjoy planning videos as well as goal setting with your budget, let's do this together. All right. So the first thing is I'm going to use these. I think these are transparent, but they're black dots. I got this from Cloth and Paper a very long time ago. And I'm going to use these to just place them down and write out my 3 goals and write my little vision for the month of November. That way I can be organized, as well as functional, as well as motivated every time I open up my budget book and I see that these goals are written down. I know for sure these are things I have to work on. These are things that we really need to make sure happens in this month. I think those are even. I hope they're even. So I am going to write first. We need to finish the Your Year to Save $1,000 challenge. That is going to be our cushion. So I'm just going to write this here. And if you have not been following me on Tasha's Money and Stuff, that's my second channel with all things savings challenges. And I save in cash. I save money for our children. I save money for my household. I save a little money for myself. And I'm presenting some very fun challenges from other creators on this platform that I just really admire. And they've created some really nice challenges to help motivate you to save. So I like to do that. And then we need to make sure that we deposit this $1,000 when I finish it into the operating account, because that's going to be our cushion going forward. And because our checking account, which is my operating account, pays us a dividend or interest every single month, we'll be getting a little bit of extra income from this, which is why I want to make sure we have that in there, especially before the baby comes. So hopefully by, let's say, looking at the calendar, we could do it by the 24th or the 25th, that Saturday. I can have it deposited in the bank. So going into December, we'll already have it ready. So I'm going to give myself a due date of 11/25 to have it done. Right? That's the first goal. The second goal is to celebrate my birthday, because why not? I'm having a big adult birthday, a very milestone birthday, and I'm excited about it. I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm excited as well. So this is important for me to give God thanks for my birthday. I do have some money saved up in an account, and I'm beauty treatment. Treat my hair, deep condition, trim it, everything. Because my hair is natural, I have to get it blown out so I can trim it carefully and then get it braided. So I'm hoping that money will help me with that. My third goal is to start prepping my pantry and freezing 3 post-baby meals. So that means, one, I need to do a big grocery haul, and that will either be at Costco or even Walmart, because Walmart has some really good deals, and I can get like 1% back if I shop online through Rakuten and then just have it delivered to the house. So I might just do that. That's one thing. I'm sorry if the lighting changed. The sun has already moved to a different section of where I live, so it's not as bright here, but I hope you can see everything clearly. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a grocery haul to help buy all of the things we need to do that. We'll need to clean out the deep freezer or separate some things, because I'm going to use the deep freezer for my milk that I'm going to feed the baby, and then of course meals that will be planned ahead of time. So we need to clean out deep freezer and get that ready so we can make our 3 post-baby meals. And I'm thinking lasagna is one. So we'll do that because that's really easy. I like lasagna too, and you can pair that with any kind of vegetable and it's good. A salad, spinach even, and it's good to go. The next thing I want to freeze is curry. I think I can freeze it without being a problem because my children love curry chicken. So if I can have a batch already either seasoned and prepared to cook or already cooked, I think that would be great. So those are the 2 that I have on top of my list right now. But if you have any other options for meals that I can freeze that will last, a month, 2 months easily, please let me know down in the comments. So those are the goals I have, and then we'll move on to my monthly calendar. All right, so on the 1st, we would have our rent for November, but I'm not going to write it here because November's rent is being paid with October's money. So I'm going to focus on all of the other bills, like Geico usually comes out on the 1st. It hits our credit card. And then we have our YMCA gym membership, which we use, so we're not canceling it because it's helpful. That is for the whole family. and that comes out on the 1st. On the 5th, we have our electricity bill is scheduled to be paid, so that will hit the credit card. And then we also have on the 12th, we have our internet, which is Spectrum. So I'm going to write the actual name here so I know what that is. On the 13th, we have our life insurance number 1. So this first policy will come out on the 13th. And then on the 18th, we have our cell phone bill is due. So that's a busy week for bills. That's 3 bills due within the first, second, third week. And then we have Allstate life insurance number 2, which is set to come out on the 19th, which will probably come out on the 20th or 21st. And since this week, I believe, is Thanksgiving, I'm going to write Thanksgiving here. There will be no school, so we have to make sure we have our food ready for that. And those are all of the bills except for rent for December. So I'm going to write that here where I have it marked as the 1st, because we're going to pay December's rent. We're going to save up for December's rent throughout the weeks of November and pay it on the 1st. So that's it for bills. My birthday is this month. So my birthday is in this week here. 1, 2, 3, 4, the 4th week, the last week of November. I'm super excited to be turning 40. God is so good. And then anything else besides Thanksgiving? I think that's it. I have 4 paydays this month. So we have the 3rd, the 10th, the 17th, the 24th, and then I expect to be paid from Google AdSense on the 21st, maybe the 22nd, depending on, banking hours and all of that. So the next thing I like to do is set up to-do goals and affirmations. And I'm just going to remind myself again what those 3 goals are. I need to finish the Your Year to Save $1,000 challenge. 2, I need to celebrate my birthday. For me, that means get my hair braided and just thank God for another year. My husband is planning something, so I can't wait to see what that is and just celebrate with my family because I love them. Anybody else here watching have birthdays in November? Please let me know. And then I need to work on freezing the baby meals and prepper pantry or stocking, making sure my pantry is stocked. So every week I have to make sure money is being put aside for these things. I did add a couple stickers just in case anyone is interested in that. This one says "Be You," and this one reads "Stop the glorification of busy," meaning let's be productive and not just busy, right? I want to make sure that that's what we're doing. All right, now I can move on to setting up my monthly budget, and I'm going to do it right here on this page. Let me just shift things around. Okay, so monthly budget, and this is for November. I'm going to start with our income. We're going to work with $3,000 this month for November, and any extra income, we'll just try to allocate that towards saving for the baby, so that will go to miscellaneous, or we'll put extra money towards next month's bills so that we could at least get further ahead of bills, because we're going to be pulling out cash. It's going to be the same amount each week. And this is just going to be combined between what my husband will bring in and what I plan to bring in. That's $3,000. And let's make that 3 look like a 3. There we go. Boom, there it is. So for monthly bills, of course, the first thing is the rent, and this rent is for December, and that is $1,500. And then we have our YMCA and our Geico, YMCA and Geico. So YMCA is not budgeted for $94 and Geico is budgeted for $77, and that is a total of $171, which I'm going to just write here on the side. And then we have PSEG, which is our electricity bill. If you haven't been here before, we have 2 utility bills, gas for heat and electricity. Okay, the camera cut off when I was explaining about the utility bills. The only bill that we do not have to pay because it looks like we overpaid they overcharged us during the budget billing period, is our gas utility. So I'm actually going to write it here. I'm hoping that somewhere within the month we'll be able to put a few dollars aside for future bills when it starts to come up again, but we're not budgeting an amount for that because we've overpaid. So 2 life insurance policies we have, one's $33, the other's $36. Our cell phone is $94. Spectrum is our internet, that's $85, and then again our gas utility is $0. So let's total up all of the bills. We have $1,500 for rent, $171 for YMCA and Geico, $50 for electricity, $33 and $36 for life insurance, $94 for cell phone, $85 for internet, and that's $19.69. So that's not too bad for the month of November. Let's see how that works out. Next bucket is our monthly savings. So let's see what we can do here. We have our emergency fund, and that is the top because we're still trying to reach our 20K goal. We're just moving a little bit slower because we've decided to invest a little more, and we have to get ready for the baby that's coming. So it's going to be $10 every single week for the emergency fund. So we'll budget $40 again for this month. And then we have to save for, well, we have to invest because that's important. And I'm going to be investing via my Fidelity IRA as I continue to push towards 100 shares of O through that platform. And so we're going to invest $38 every week for the 4 weeks in the month. So 38 multiplied by 4 is 152. So we'll invest $152 for that in the month. So 152. And then we have other savings that we need to contribute to as well. Transportation is earmarked to get $40 for the month. And it's low because really we should be saving $220, but we just don't have all of that right now. And since our transportation costs are going to be a little bit on the low side for November, at least it should be, I think we'll be okay. Wellness is supposed to get $10, $20, $30, $40 in the month of November because again we'll be transitioning into winter soon, and we've already experienced some colds and stuffiness and whatnot, and I need to make sure I can beef up my vitamins as well as for the other children as we get prepared for the baby to come. And plus I need to buy like new plants for the house, and I need another humidifier, so we need to continue putting some money back into wellness. This month we're going to focus on both renter's insurance and our clothes funds. So clothing is going to get $14 this month, and renter's insurance is going to also get $14 this month. Hopefully the interest that's being accrued on these accounts will help us a little bit so we can, one, pay our renter's insurance in full and buy whatever extra clothing we need. A friend sent me a $100 Target gift card for the baby, and I'm so grateful. I don't know if she wants me to say her name, but you know who you are if you're watching this, and I appreciate you. My husband appreciates you. I know baby girl appreciates you, and she will appreciate all the nice little booties and hats and things she can get on top of the diapers and the wipes and just the necessary things. So I'm just so grateful. So this is just to supplement things that we weren't gifted or blessed with. So I'm so grateful. I think that's it for savings. We do have miscellaneous, and I can't remember if I included that last month in. I did not. So we're going to include next month's bills here, and for the month of November, next month's bills is not getting anything. We may have to pull from next month's bills because we might be a little short, we might be over budget. But we will see. We shall see. I'm not declaring it. I'm just, making sure we know what's happening with the money. So 40 plus 152 plus 40 plus 40 plus 14 plus 14 is $300 even that we are planning to save at the minimum for the month of November. And then we'll move on to miscellaneous. So our important thing that we do at every income is to tithe. And so we're planning $75 a week for the entire month, which is $300 because there are 4 paychecks in the month, right? Not including my AdSense revenue, because I will budget that separately in my business binder and then just pay myself a certain amount, and then I'll include that in the budget by paychecks. But we're not going to include it in the monthly budget because I don't know exactly how much it's going to be yet. I have an idea, but the end of the month is not exactly here yet, so we'll see. The tithe is $300, and then miscellaneous, we need to put aside money here. This is for all future expenses, including groceries, food, extra household stuff. I did not include household. I just realized I did not budget anything for household for the month of November. So we'll have to pull from miscellaneous. So miscellaneous is expected to get $191 in total. So I broke down my budget by paycheck, and then I just, total it up for what it's going to be for the month. So you'll probably see that if you stay tuned for the paycheck budget breakdown. So that's $491 in total for just miscellaneous expenses, including giving and, all of the food and whatever we can buy. Remember, we have money in this account already, plus I was stocking up in October. I did a big grocery haul. If you watch my expense tracking video, I spent like $371 just to get our pantry restocked and all of that. So this is what we planned for the month of November. For bills, $19.69. For monthly savings, $300. And for miscellaneous, $491. I love doing a reset. It just feels good to start fresh, have a blank slate and start over. So from $3,000 minus $19.69 minus $300 minus $491, we still have $240. Where is that 200? Oh, cash. You guys, I move so fast. Now, do I include cash in savings or do I include, okay, cash is in miscellaneous. So our miscellaneous is not $491. I have to pull up my whiteout again. It's not $491 because we need to add the $240 in cash, which I wrote with the wrong ink pen. What is up with me? Okay. Cash. We are going to be over budget because the plan for cash is $265. So that $491 added $265 equals $756. That's how much the total is for miscellaneous. It's hard to see that, so I'm just going to write 756 here. And that means we are over budget, I think, by about $25, $26, something like that. So 3,000 minus 1969 minus 300 minus 756 is $25, you guys. So we're $25 over budget. All right. And that's where we're going to have to either pull from our next month's bills account or another account, some other account where there's money that's just kind of sitting there working for us. So that's our monthly budget. Yes, we're over budget. So I'm zoom you into the first budget by paycheck that I'm going to plan out for the month of November. And this payday is going to be 11/3. And again, it's paycheck number 1. And so the income that we plan to work with is $750 at minimum. Okay. The expenses will also equal $750 since I always do a zero-based budget, and 10% of whatever income we do actually use is going to be given. The top priority is going to be Joshua 1:9. And that is, have I not commanded you, be strong and courageous? Do not tremble or be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. I did write Proverbs 6:10 here as well, but this is just a better fit for me. I want to focus on that. So the giving bucket is going to get our tithe allocated to it, and we're going to allocate $75, which is again the 10% of the income we plan to use. The savings is going to be the emergency fund, as always, because we have to put a little bit of something in there. Even though we're not as aggressive with it right now, the plan is still $10 a week. And then we're going to put our, I was going to say household, but we don't have anything allocated for household. And that's it for our long-term savings for this week. And then investing, I'm going to invest via my IRA, and the plan is going to be $38. That's going to be the same every week, I think. Some things are going to change week by week, but again, we would like to have a blueprint for the month. So for purpose funds, we're going to start with transportation, since that's one of our biggest expenses for almost anybody, right? $10 this week. And then we're also going to put money towards wellness in the first week. Again, that's going to be $10. And then for clothes, we're going to put $7 there and start building up some money there. So that's $27 for short-term savings. And then we have our cash expenses. I plan to pull out $80 this week, and I'm going to break it down by I'm going to put the challenge first, because again, we're trying to finish that 1K challenge this month. That's the top goal, right? So the first week, we're going to put $25 towards that. And then we also have laundry costs that we have to be concerned about. So I'm going to put $25 aside for our laundry cost. And then we also have, well, you know what? Challenges. It's going to get more than that. So this is the 1K challenge. We're going to put $25 there. And then for other challenges, I'll just put challenges 2. We'll put $20 there. And then my wallet, I want to start putting some money in there so I can always have cash on me carried around. It's not going to be a lot, but I'm going to put $10. So 25 and 25 is 50. Plus 20 is 70, plus 10 is 80. So that's the $80 that we plan to allocate for the first week in cash. And then for other miscellaneous is going to get at least $51 this week. And that should be it. Savings is 37 together. Investing is 38. Giving is 75. Cash is 80. Miscellaneous is 51. And then the only bills that I'm going to pay this week is going to be the rent that we're putting aside for December, which is due on December 1st. And we're going to put $375 aside for that. And then also my YMCA, I'm going to pay that back this week, and that's $94. And that's week 1. So $375 plus 94 is $469. All right, good. And now I need to see if I have my zero-based budget all together. So $750 is the starting point, minus 75, minus 10, minus 38, minus 27, minus 80, minus 51, minus 469. I finally did something without a hiccup. So the planned income is $750. The planned expenses are $750 for week 1, with Joshua 119 as our top priority. So on to paycheck number 2. Let me go ahead and set that up. So for paycheck number 2, that's going to be on November 10th. And I'm always going to set up the planned income as $750 because that's what I did for my monthly budget. Basically, my monthly budget is broken down into 4 paychecks, and our tithe is always going to be 10%. If you're new here, 5% goes to investing and long-term savings, between long-term savings and short-term savings, and 10% is always given. Our top priority for the second week is going to be Matthew 6:34. I talk about this every week for the last few months. Is do not worry about tomorrow, right? Just trust God that He has everything under control. So do not worry about tomorrow. We plan, we prepare, but the Lord orders our steps and all things work together for our good. Giving bucket is going to get 75 because that's what we do each week. Give 10% of whatever we're using. Savings, emergency fund is the only long-term savings that I plan to put money in for the month right now. So that's $10 a week. My IRA will get the 38 that we plan for each week, so we can stick to our monthly budget. And then for short-term savings, we're going to put $10 into transportation in the second week of November. I do plan on receiving my YouTube income, and then I'm going to just pay myself a certain percentage from that, and I'll include it in probably the third paycheck of the month. Wellness is also going to get another $10 this week, so we can start getting money there. Renter's insurance is going to get $7 this week, so we can put something in there, and that's $27. So that's $37 for savings, long-term and short-term, $38 for investing, and then cash expenses for week 2. I'm going to pull out $75 in cash. And that $75 is going to be broken down by, I'm going to just combine the challenges. So the top challenge is the 1K challenge, and then I'll have an extra $20 to do any scratch offs or any other low budget challenges. So $45 is earmarked for challenges in week 2. And then we have laundry because we have to pay for laundry, and those cost $25 in the second week. And then my wallet is going to get $5. I'll probably end up putting money in like emergencies or something, just so I can have money there. So 45 plus 25 plus 5 is $75 broken down. And then for other, we are going to try to put some money towards miscellaneous in the second week, again, to cover food costs and other miscellaneous things to keep the household going. So that's $73 that we plan to put in that account. And for bills and expenses, we're going to set aside money for the rent because we have to put a fourth of the rent aside each week, and that's $375. And then Geico, we're going to pay that back to the credit card in week 2, and the plan is $77. So $375 plus 77 is $452. So now I can check this to see if I do have a zero-based budget or not. So there was $750 to start, $75 for tithe, $10 for emergency fund, $38 for investing, $27 for savings, $75 for cash, $73 for miscellaneous, and $452 for bills and expenses. Boom. So we have a zero-based budget. The planned income, again, $750. Planned expenses, $750. Every dollar has an assignment. And now on to paycheck number 3. Paycheck number 3 is going to be I don't know what date that is. Let's look at the calendar really quick. Paycheck 3 is the 17th. So 11/17. So not quite in the third paycheck will I get my AdSense revenue, but in the fourth one. So that's fine. But the planned income, again, is $750. We'll do the same thing for expenses again. And our top priority for this week is going to be 2 Kings 6 through 7. This story here is about the widow and the widow's oil. If you haven't read this verse, or if you haven't read this book, please read it. It's really encouraging how you just believe God, you ask God for help, and the little bit you do have can be multiplied. He will multiply it. He performs miracles. So giving, we're going to take our $750 and we're going to break it down. We're going to give first. And then we're going to do our savings. Emergency fund will get its $10 like usual for the week. And then that will close out the long-term savings. Investing is going to continue to get its money because we have to keep pushing to save for retirement, and that's $38. And again, remember, it's 5% of whatever we use. So whenever there's an increase in income, it's going to be 5% of that. So that's one of the things that could change. But again, this is just the blueprint. So for short-term savings this week, we're going to put money into transportation. That's $10. I am going to put money into wellness. Again, we have to get prepared for the winter season as well. Just keeping ourselves healthy. And then clothes is going to get $7 this week. So that's $27 for short-term savings. For cash in week 3, I'm going to pull out $75 again, because by this time we should really be close to having the savings challenges done. And the first challenge, or the first set of money, is actually going to be $25. And then laundry is going to get another $25 this week. The only difference is for week 3, my wallet is going to get $25. Because I know my birthday's coming up. I may have to tip the person who's doing my hair. So I'm thinking maybe that's why I wanted to put more money in week 3, so I can be ready for the extra expense. And then I'll have to feed myself while I'm there. So I don't know if I'll carry food to the hair braiding place, or if I want to buy a small something for myself on the road. I might buy something. So and this is why planning is so important, because you set out your month in the calendar and you know, okay, these things are happening around this time. I need to make sure I have enough cash or I have enough money in certain accounts so I can use it when I need to. Other is miscellaneous, and in week 3, we plan to put $67 towards miscellaneous. And that's the only line item in this bucket that we're going to allocate. And then we have 2 bills due this week, and on top of the rent that we have to put aside for December. So the rent is going to be $375 as usual. But then we also have our electricity bill that we'll need to pay back by this week, and that's $50. And then I have my life insurance number 1 that I want to pay back this week, and that is going to be $33 budgeted. And that's it, right? So $375 plus 50 plus 33 is $458. Okay, so if that's the case, then we need to see if I do have a zero-based budget here again as well. So we started with $750 minus 75 minus 10 minus 38 minus 27 minus 75 minus 67, $458. Boom. I did it right. We have another zero-based budget. Boom. Okay. And now, last but not least, the last budget by paycheck for the month, not including whatever income is coming from Google AdSense or KDP or wherever else I get income. So for paycheck number 4, I believe this is the 27th or the 24th. So by this paycheck, we should be done with the Year to Save $1,000 challenge. That will be so exciting to have that done, and I'll be able to just go ahead and deposit that money into the bank. I'm really looking forward to it. The top priority is a proverb, Proverbs 21:20. There is precious treasure and oil in the dwelling of the wise, but a foolish man swallows it up. Just a reminder, those proverbs be hitting. King Solomon was on something. he knew something. It's like, come on. So $75 is giving. We're going to keep doing that. The long-term savings that we're planning for is the emergency fund at $10 in the last week. That was it. So that's that. And then we're still going to invest. And that's $38. And then for these transportation, wellness, and renter's insurance, we'll all get money in the 4th week if our plans go the way we plan them. So wellness, the plan is $10, and then renter's insurance $7 for a total of $27 savings given to our savings. Cash expenses, we're going to pull out a whopping $35. I think this budget is going to be really, really tight or over. This is the one we're probably going to be over. So cash for the last challenge for December is $25. And then laundry is going to get $10 because it's a tight budget. Okay, we're going to make it work. We're going to make it do what it do. Trust in God, okay? $35 for cash expenses. And then for bills, this is where we are really, really heavy because, you know, I'm trying to get rid of this challenge, finish it, get it over with, and that's just what I'm trying to do. I want to make sure I hit my top goal. So, Spectrum, we're going to have to pay that back this month, but first, or this week. First, we're going to put aside money for the rent because we have to do that. And then we need to pay back the credit card for our Spectrum internet bill that's going to hit. We always budget $85. I think it's $84.99. For our cell phone, that should be $94. And then for the life insurance number 2 for the month, we're finally going to put that $36 there. And I don't have anything allocated for miscellaneous. I have it set to 0 because we have to see what extra income comes in. But for now, we're not planning anything. So $375 plus 85 plus 94 plus 36 is $590 for bills in the 4th week. And that, I believe, is going to put us over budget. So let me take a look. We start with $750 minus 75 minus 10 minus 38 minus 27 minus 35 minus 0 minus $590. We're $25 over budget. That's what I did. If you watched in the beginning when I did my monthly budget setup, we're $25 over. So the planned income is $750, but we're at $775. $750 minus, not minus, plus 25 equals $775. So we're over budget by $25, which means we may have to take from next month's bills just to cover where we're short. And that's where it is. But I'm also thinking if and because November is going to be another low spend month, not that we're not planning for baby and we're not putting money aside and we're not buying the things that we need now. It's just that we're not going to be buying crazy things. I'm not doing DoorDash and all of that. I'm just simply going to, even though it's my birthday and, you know, we're going to spend money there. My husband already has money from his commission check in October to, you know, do what he's going to do for me. And I put a little money aside for my hair, so it shouldn't be too expensive. So I'm thinking whatever we charge on the credit card for bills, not everything else, but just bills, should give us enough cash rewards to either lower the balance so we can pay a little less on the bills. Maybe that could help so we don't have to pull it from next month's bills. So we can either pull the overage from 2 places. It's going to be pulled from next month's bills or cash rewards on the credit card. Why we use it? Because that benefit is helpful. So that's the budget. The last paycheck budget. And then of course I have 2 expense trackers, clean slate, fresh and new, starting all over again. The operating account is the first one that I like to track, and I'm going to track all of the money movements, all of the income deposits, etc. from here. And I believe by the 25th, maybe even the 24th, we will have deposited our $1,000 cushion in there so we can start collecting a little interest on that. And then of course credit card expenses, which should just include a few trips to the grocery store, maybe Walmart or something like that, and then all of the bills that we can pay with our credit card. So this is my household credit card, and that's the only one that we're going to be tracking because that's the only one that we use on a regular basis. And then of course I'll track my savings, my short-term savings, basically just bringing over the money that the amounts that we started with, that we ended October with, and then add it up, and then I'll do my net worth. I've kind of been doing that off camera because, to be honest, I haven't been tracking it at all because I've been so focused on other things. So this is where we are with our monthly budget. We're over budget by $25. It's really going to affect us in the last week unless we find another place to pull money from, next month's bills or cash rewards on a credit card. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't too long for you. I hope you were able to be productive right along with me. I hope you were able to look at your goals, set some new goals. I hope I lit a fire under you somewhere where you're like, yes, let's get this budget done. Let's set up these goals. Let's get our money in order. Let's organize, and let's just get it done. I really appreciate you for being here. I hope that you continue to do not worry about tomorrow. Continue to mind your money, you guys, manage it well, and live your lives abundantly. I appreciate you so very much. Bye for now.